Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at this little beauty. This is the Wellfire R2 replica of a VZ61 Scorpion. This is, I would say, close quarter combat gun, CQB, to be honest with you. I don't think the range is going to be very good because the battery isn't very powerful, to be honest with you, and is not going to last a real length of time, to be honest. So I bought this from Taiwan Guns, and the reason I bought this model over all the other ones is a little surprise that's in the box. I already know what's in here because I have had to open it to charge the battery, because I've now learned that some of these batteries that are coming with these things really need a bit of a charge before you try and play about them. So I've managed to do that. I took the battery out, I put it on for an hour and a half of charge, which I think was long enough. So there'll be a fair wee bit of juice in there for it. So opening up the box, okay, this is their idea of a speed loader, which I'm quite concerned about, because yeah, I don't think that's a speed loader I'm going to be using, to be honest with you. And of course you have the usual safety instructions, but also with this you actually have a manual. Now the manual itself is actually very well put together, to be honest with you. Tells you about the battery, what parts are in it. There's two parts that are on here that aren't in it here, and that's a protective cap which went over the barrel there, and also this 2.5mm Allen key. Now that's the only things in there that it didn't have. However, I've got loads of these Allen keys, so I'm not worrying about it at all. It tells you about how to fire select, how to fit the magazine, how to fill the magazine with BBs. It tells you where the battery compartment is. It's also fused this gun as well, which is actually very, very good. It tells you how to take the battery out. Also tells you how to adjust the sights. It also talks about hop up as well. Tells you where the hop up is. Tells you how to service it, about oil and so forth, where to put it. Tells you where the hop up is, as I said. How to clean it, and basically how the whole system works firing the BB. Now this is a part I'm really impressed with. There is a full parts list of the gun, which I was very impressed about. I thought, for the price that I paid for this gun, which was, to be honest with you, under £50. I now believe it's over £50, but at the particular time I bought it, it was only £50. So moving the safety instructions, and this is going to give it all away. There is two magazines with this. You have a low cap magazine and you have a high cap magazine. The low cap magazine will hold between 15 and 20 rounds, I expect. The high cap magazine, however, will hold 300 rounds. Okay, and it is a self-winding. You have to wind up the magazine and so forth, so you can fill it with the BBs to get them all the way up there. Okay, and there's a low cap magazine right here. Low cap magazine is metal. This part's plastic, this part's metal. Okay, that's a low cap magazine. The high cap magazine, that's also metal as well, apart from this part up here. That's only parts that are plastic, but all the rest of it is metal. The battery. Okay, now the battery is very, very low ampage. Okay, it's only 7.2 volts. And it's 400 milliamps. Okay, so it's not going to last a long period of time, to be honest with you. You might get an hour, maybe 2 hours out of that, to be honest, depending how much you use it and depending on what fire select that you press. Now, I'm not a great fan of these, okay, as a lot of people will know. I'm not a fan of these at all. However, it is the only way that you could charge up the battery, and as I said, I guessed an hour, hour and a half was long enough to charge that battery up. There is a calculation I believe that you can do with the battery and ampage and work in the voltage and work out the length of time you really need to put it on. I can't remember what it is, to be honest with you. I can't remember, and if I do remember, I will put it in the description. But that's the charger and the gun itself now. Okay, now for the size of gun, it is actually quite heavy because a lot of it is metal. This part here is plastic, trigger guard is metal, that rail under there is plastic, this is all metal. Okay, so there's a fair amount of metal in it. Okay, so starting off, this is a stock. Stock goes like so. Okay, and to fold the stock away again, you press these two parts in slightly and the stock folds over like so. Okay, this is your fire select. I'm not impressed with the fire select, I have to tell you. It's not very snappy. Okay, single shot and double shot back to safety. The battery compartment is under here. You turn this slightly, battery goes in there, and as I say, it is fused. I'm hoping that you can see that, but there's a fuse there. Okay, and this little lever here is the one that you pull to get the battery back out once you put it in. Okay, as I say, I'm not very impressed with the fire select at all, to be honest with you. I think that's very, very flimsy. That there is your mag release. Okay, this is your charging handle for the hop up, and in there is the hop up, and as you can see, it's that little wheel there. Okay, for more hop, it goes that way. Okay, there is your foresight and your rear sight, and the rear sight has 2 settings on it here. Okay, very stiff because it is new. And to adjust the foresight, you would actually put a thing on top of that and turn it, okay, to adjust the foresight. The gun itself is actually a really nice weight, to be honest with you. You could use this as a secondary, and that's what I'm going to be doing. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be removing that screw there, okay, taking that off, and I'm actually going to put a bar in here, and I'm actually going to put that as a sling point and just let it hang down. And the reason for that, 300 BBs in that for a secondary. Okay, I'm not going to be worrying too much about having to change magazines and so forth and things like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing with it. So let's get this little bad boy together and have a little listen to what it sounds. Okay. Now, as I say, this thing only goes in one way, and I have been struggling working out which way to put it in. If you get it wrong, don't worry, it won't push down. Okay, and that has done, that's pushed down okay. If you put it in the wrong way, it doesn't actually click in place. Alright, put the battery cover back on it. Wrong way, there you go, Robert, well done. And single shot. Automatic. Yeah. Now, the Allen key that's missing, okay, is actually for this little hole here. And in there's a little Allen key. And what you do is you put the gun on automatic, fire, and turn it left and right. And you can actually quieten down that motor. Okay, and it will quieten down a little bit. I've actually already set it, and that's as quiet as I can actually get it. Okay, so that's how it sits this now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get some BBs in this bad boy, okay, and we'll give it a little chrono and see what that's sitting at. Okay, so I'm just going to pop you on pause for 1 second, and I'll be straight back. Right, so we're back. So here we go. I've got safety glasses on because you should never fire a BB gun without safety glasses on. Okay, so the magazine goes in like so. Okay, we don't have to charge the handle. And let's have a little look. 179.5. Now, it does actually say in the handbook it shoots 200, and that's not bad, to be honest with you, if that's what it is shooting. 117, 169, 176. So apart from that one shot that was a bit haywire, okay, that's not doing too bad at all. It's sitting around about the 160 mark. Okay, so that's not too bad. Let's put it on full auto and have a little burst of that. There we go, and that's it empty. Now, it did hold 16 BBs, okay, when I filled the magazine. So, I mean, that's not too bad, okay. So it's sitting about 160, 165, and that's not bad at all. And what I'm going to do now is set up a little target and have a little shot and try and get some range on this. Now, I don't have a lot of room here, and I'm going to be honest with you, because I am in my bedroom after all, okay? It's not a proper recording studio as such. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the magazine with some more BBs, set the target up, and we'll have a little look and see what range we can get and how accurate I can try and be with this. Okay, I'll catch you all in a minute. Now, for this little target test, I have extended the stock to try and give me a bit more stability when I'm trying to shoot this. I'm going to put it on semi first of all. Okay, I'm roughly about 8 feet away. Okay, let's see how we go on. Oh, nope. I didn't have the magazine in properly. That's never good. Let's try that again, shall we? Yeah, that's not bad at all. We're going to extend the range a bit. I'm going to be about 15 feet away. So there we go, yeah, quite accurate indeed. Yeah, as I say, as a CQB, definitely a CQB gun. I certainly wouldn't try and use this at any range. A secondary, yes, absolutely. Definitely will. Yeah, because I think that's the way to go with this gun. Definitely. Right, so there we have the Well R2 Scorpion. I've actually just had a look online where I bought it. It's actually went up slightly in price. It's only £54, 15 pence UK. Full length of the gun is 520mm, and I would take that that's from the end of stock to end of barrel. It's ABS, which is plastic basically, and aluminium. Single shot automatic. The internal barrel length is very short, and that's why I say it's more for CQB. It's 125mm. The barrel width is 6.8mm. The high capper, as you've seen yourself, that'll hold about 300 rounds. It says out the box it fires 200 FPS, but as you've seen yourself, I would say 160 to 165 on that type of battery. I haven't been able to get replacement batteries like this, and if anybody knows where you can, I'd really appreciate a little message to let me know, to be honest with you. I don't think you could up the battery, but I would certainly like to get another couple of these for taking with me to shoot that. Now, when the batteries do die in it, this is a 6-cell battery, okay? You can unsolder this point here, okay, and get a replacement battery, and you would just fit that in as you would normally do and just have the replacement battery roughly about the same size. Somebody's actually shown me a video on how to do that, how to take all this apart, keep this part here, and then have this part as a replacement battery. Somebody has shown me how to do that, but I would like to try and get another couple of these, so that way if I ever decide to sell the gun, then I've got a couple of replacement batteries there as well. We went through the hop up, where it is, so forth. Now the ammo that it will take it, the ammo that I was using was actually this ammo. Okay, that was what I'm using. Okay, 0.2 gram BBs. You can use 0.23, and I think, to be honest with you, that might just help a little bit better, to be honest with you. I think that might be a good idea, getting the heavy, slightly heavy BBs. But as you've seen yourself, it was quite accurate indeed. I was quite happy with that. That's not bad grouping at all. One or two went off, but mainly, yeah, in that area. And certainly if you're putting it on automatic and you're giving little bursts and things like that, you can actually track the BBs when you're shooting them. So yeah, very happy with that. And it was under £50 when I bought it. I actually think it was in a sale, to be honest with you. I can't find the receipt because I have had this for a bit of time before the lockdown and everything in the UK actually happened. I was actually going to be setting this up and doing a review on it and taking it to a game, but lockdown came along and it spoiled the whole world. So I didn't get a chance to do that. So it has been sitting a while, and if I remember rightly, I'm sure I got it for £45. I'm absolutely sure I did, to be honest with you. £44.99, something silly like that. Okay, so if you have enjoyed the video, okay, please leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate that. And don't forget to hit the little bell. Okay, and that way you'll get to know about other videos and so forth that I've done. I have still my sniper rifle, my SEMA VSR10. Okay, I've still got that coming up. I still have my Mark 23, my TM Mark 23. I've still got that to come up. And I think there's another couple of guns kicking about which have still to come up. I bought that much before lockdown and during lockdown. I just stuck it away thinking, right, okay, that'll give me something to do during lockdown. But unfortunately, I've been more busy at work than I thought I was going to be. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope this has been quite informative. I hope you like this little gun. It's actually quite tickety boo, to be honest with you. I'm quite impressed with the size of it, what it can do. And as a secondary, I think that's going to do a great job. So thanks very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope to catch you all soon. Bye just now.